Well, top of the morning to you, Jared.
Yeah, good morning, man. How you doing?
Dude, I'm good. It is one of my favorite holidays. I'm excited to talk about it. How are you?
I'm
Love
good,
this
man.
day,
I'm
by the way.
excited to hear you talk about it. I'm excited to hear you talk about it because I know how much you love St. Patrick's Day.
It's in my top three. Obviously, Halloween is the epitome. That's my favorite. St. Patty's Day is up there. I feel like I typically choose holidays that aren't necessarily about gift giving. It's just about having fun. St. Patty's Day is one of them. I love it. Now, before we get into it, I got a couple interesting facts I want to lay on you because I'm besides conspiracy theories, I love a good interesting fact. So, did you know that St. Patty's Day was not necessarily always associated with green? It was actually blue. It
Hmm.
it eventually transitioned to green because it just kind of took the role of like the Emerald Isle, which is Ireland. So that's where we get the green from. Thought that's
Okay.
an interesting one.
So really,
I
everybody should be wearing blue when they go out instead of green.
Well, that kind of leads into the next one, which is the pinching, right? You don't wear green and you get pinched. Now the reason
Right.
is they said like basically green almost made you like invisible to like leprechauns or whatever that would come up, and if you weren't wearing green, they could see you and then they'd come up and pinch you. So make sure
Wait,
you
wait,
got
wait,
your
wait,
green on.
wait. Hold on. Slow down. So
I'm sorry, man. I'm psyched.
pinching, the pinching came from if you wore green, that was like camouflage to leprechauns.
Yes, correct. Which I
That's
guess
fucking up
doesn't
for that.
necessarily, if I don't know how much sense that makes because every time you see a leprechaun, they're typically wearing green. So does that mean that they're just like they don't know what clothes they're putting on? I don't know. I don't know. But that is again, this is all the lore behind it.
How did leprechauns get thrown into the mix?
I'm assuming it had something to do with like the folklore from Ireland. That I truly don't know. But
Huh.
yeah.
Interesting.
Also, again, we associate, the color green, we associate like pinching, blah blah blah. But also, Saint Patrick wasn't even Irish. He was actually from Great Britain. So, I'm sorry,
Well, and isn't it
Roman.
kind of, it
So
doesn't make sense too.
England or Wales, somewhere around there.
Well, and it doesn't make sense because he was, something doesn't add up in my opinion because he was first taken to Ireland as a slave, right? And so,
Yeah.
and then he escapes apparently, right? That's the kind of the rumor behind it is he escapes or gets free somehow and then goes back and he is the one to like introduce Christianity to the Republic of Ireland, which I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like if I was taken somewhere as a slave, would I go? I don't know. Something doesn't add up to me. Something doesn't add up with that story. I need to talk to St. Patrick because
Like
something does
Stockholm
not make
syndrome
any sense.
almost.
Kind of,
Where
right? Like,
you sympathize with the abductors almost. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what it was, man. Yeah, to me, it just doesn't. Something's not. It doesn't make sense in my head. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But I guess he was like one of the main people to introduce Christianity,
Hmm.
which has its own troubled past, right? Of like Christian, quote unquote, Christianity being introduced to communities where it's more like either you're gonna
Yeah,
become
yeah.
a
You don't
believer
have
of
a
Christianity
choice.
or we're gonna kill you. So,
Which is,
uh,
this is a crazy segue, but I was actually reading up on Genghis Khan, who obviously everyone has or should have heard about Genghis Khan because he had one of the largest empires the world's ever
what
seen.
led you to want to read up on Genghis Khan?
I fall down these rabbit holes, but obviously you've probably heard with Genghis Khan that like I think is like 1 in 10 people or 1 in 8 people basically like may have some sort of heritage link to him. But that's not the interesting. I'm trying to tie back to
Is
the
he the
religion.
original? He's the original 6 degrees of separation.
Pretty much, yeah. But he
Not
actually he
what was
he
that
was known
actor?
for basically just decimating populations, and I think he actually lowered the overall like CO2 output like during his reign, which is crazy to think about. But he was, despite his antics, he was extremely accepting of like other people's religions, which I just think is very That seems very unusual. Someone that's, I don't know if you call him like a tyrant, but he was obviously like a very powerful, you know, emperor or whatever he was, and
He wanted a lot of things from you, but religion he didn't care about. That wasn't one of them.
he accepted all religions. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Whereas you got Christianity, like you said, it's like, you know, you're drinking from the hose and, you know, you're being force fed it. Otherwise, I don't know, you get burned at the stake or something.
Any other facts you got about or history you want to lay upon us on St. Patrick's Day?
I don't want to get too into like the history. I really like, again, St. Patty's Day for me, you know, I'm sure maybe like the Irish people get a little bit exhausted by just like Americans doing what we do best and just Americanizing the holiday. But it truly is like, you know, you get your green beer, you get your, you know, Guinness. I won't say my favorite drink because I know it is frowned upon in Ireland to get because of a certain event that actually did take place. But it's the one where you drop Jameson and Bailey's into a Guinness and you chug it all at the same time. Otherwise it curdles. Again, St. Patty's Day is one of the greatest days. Everyone's just out there trying to have fun, wearing green, you know. Usually the weather picks up a little bit. It's kind of nicer. So if you get the chance, you know, maybe you're on like a patio or, you know, they block the streets and you're just out gallivanting with your friends. It's a good time. Now, this leads me to my next question, Jared. What is the top 5 biggest drinking days in America?
Top 5 drinking days?
Top 5 drinking days in America.
In the U.S., I would say, I'm assuming one of them is St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. Yep. That is number 3.
Is one. I'm going to say New Year's Eve.
Number 2.
Okay. This might be a trick one. I'm curious to know if it's in the top 5. Thanksgiving Eve.
That is number 1. That is number 1. Also known.
Hold on. I'm still guessing. I'm still guessing. Okay.
I just want to say that Thanksgiving Eve is also known as Blackout Wednesday, just in case you didn't.
Okay. So now I'm 3 for 3 right now.
You're 3 for 3. You've got the top 3 down. So we need 4 and 5.
All right. So I am. Well, you said New Year's Eve was number 5, right? Or is that number 3?
New Year's Eve is number 2.
Oh, number 2.
Patty's Day is 3.
Gotcha.
Thanksgiving Eve is
America. Let's go 4th of July. I'm sure that's one of them.
Number 4.
And then 4th of July is number 4. Wow, look at that. And then
can I give you a hint?
A day? No hints. Hold on. My gut was Memorial Day weekend, but I don't think that doesn't get the same. And it's kind of at the span of a weekend. So I'm trying to think of something that's a one-day event. I'm going to throw this out there. Easter?
Easter. You think people are out on Easter? Like on the Sunday?
Who knows? You know?
All right, I'll give you a hint. It's another holiday that Americans do what they do best and have Americanized and have taken it. So it's another culture's holiday that we have taken and made it our own.
What's another culture's holiday that we've taken and made it our own?
Mexican Independence Day.
Oh yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Okay, yeah. Not surprised whatsoever.
Not surprised. We've all gone out, had our margaritas on Cinco de Mayo.
Well, and apparently, I think I was reading too that it wasn't until the late 1900s that Ireland really. It wasn't really a holiday in Ireland. Yeah. Even like they didn't really. It was an event, but it wasn't this big ordeal necessarily that the U.S. Americans have made it to be. Until the late 1900s, because the U.S. was pushing so hard to, capitalize on the market.
Well, not only that, but I believe until 1970, it was actually in Ireland, it was considered a religious holiday, so they couldn't even drink. Like they weren't even supposed to drink on that, on St.
Mhm.
Patty's Day. Look at where we are now. Now we're at number 3.
Crazy,
So,
man.
hey,
Well, I
dreams do
can
come
say
true, I guess.
that it has a special place in my heart now because my sister married into an Irish through and through family. My nephew is
Okay.
now, part Irish. And so I'm always going to have this is actually a gift. Shout out to
That
my
is sweet.
sister and my brother in
That is
law. This was
sweet.
a gift from Ireland. They got me this shirt. So Celtic Nation, let's go. Support y'all, man.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
so I gotta hear. We've all had, probably a little bit of a wild St. Patty's Day. Jared, what's like the wildest St. Patty's Day you've ever had?
The wildest St. Patty's Day, I'm sure it was just doing like a bar crawl in DC right out of college with some friends and just being rambunctious, hopping around bar to bar. I had one instinct and one moment in particular that I remember being at a bar with some friends from college, and we were getting ready for the bar crawl and just having a good time and getting mimosas, right? And we just happened to go to a place that was bottomless mimosas, and we're having fun, we're drinking our mimosas, and we get to the point where
Were they at least green mimosas, by the way? Did they at least put like some?
there was no green dye in the. I've never seen a green mimosa ever, actually. So that's a good. Hey, we should capitalize on that. That's a good idea. But and one of my friends maybe had a little bit too much to drink, and this is mind you before we even started the crawl. And my mom, if you're hearing this, I love you. But one of my friends, she gets up and immediately like her legs kind of give out on her a little bit because we had just been sitting for like we didn't realize how much time had passed by. We missed part of the crawl, like 2 hours had gone by, and we've just been chilling, shooting the shit, drinking bottomless mimosas. So getting our money's worth. And she didn't actually collapse to the ground, but legs did give a little bit. She got herself together. We were able to enjoy the rest of the day. But good times, man. Good times. How about yourself?
It's not until you stand up, it's not until you stand up that you're like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And then you stand up and you're like, whoa,
like, wait a
maybe
minute,
not.
that blood circulation is a little different right now.
Man, I'll tell you, mine's probably something similar. A lot of St. Patty's Days probably end up with me not remembering the rest of the night, but usually there's car bombs, there's green beers involved.
The drink.
Yeah.
Now, earlier you said the name that I'm not going to name because that lasted 5 seconds.
It didn't last long. So all I can say is that, St. Patty's Day for me usually ends up the same way. It's always a lot of fun. And now that I'm in Chattanooga, the weather's a little bit warmer than it is in Maryland. So I'm excited to do a little bit of crawling. I will say one of the I don't know how funny this is, but I'm obsessed with St. Patty's Day, wearing green, all that. I decide, and this is a couple years, this is I think it was right before COVID hit, like a week before COVID hit, St. Patty's Day was going on. I think it was March 20th or 21st is when when COVID shut everything down. And the week before is when people were celebrating.
March 16th, I think, was the official day that the world shut down.
So it was whatever. It was a couple days before then, because I was out with one of our good friends who was living in downtown Baltimore, and I've been to some of these bars where they just don't serve green beer. Now, how hard is it to throw a couple drops of green dye in a Bud Light or a Michelob Ultra? It's not that difficult, and it just tastes better. I don't know why. Maybe it's the atmosphere, whatever. So I take it upon myself. I bring my own green dye. I just bought it from Amazon. Well, I didn't realize this is culinary
green dye.
I brought green dye. This is culinary grade green dye. So
what does that mean?
What it means is it's not like that little stuff you get from Walmart. You pinch it and it's real watered down. This is potent stuff. If it touched your skin, it was dyeing your skin green. So I got this little thing, and I got this little vial. It probably
So you're just like coating your sides with green. Jesus.
My teeth was green. I was like, we were like prepared because it was in like a big bottle, and I was trying to put it into little vials. So we're at his apartment beforehand, and I'm trying to siphon it in there, and green dye is getting everywhere. It's staining his granite countertop.
Oh my God.
It was bad. Like it was staining everything. So I'm in a bar, and I'm just like, every time I get a drink, I mean, it looked like I was drugging myself because I'm like holding it and I'm like dumping my like green dye in it. Yeah, I had a couple bartenders question my actions, but
So you're walking around with your lips and your teeth and everything just all green, just looking like an idiot. It was looking disgusting.
If you can imagine that, Jared, it's a true story.
Now,
it's hard to believe.
How many bars did you get kicked out of that night?
Well, that's the beauty of St. Patty's Day because I don't remember. That's half the fun in it. It could have been 0. It could have been a lot more. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, man. Well, hopefully you don't get kicked out of bars today, my man.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hey,
what are your plans for today?
I'll make sure I have a couple shamrocks on me for good luck.
There you go.
Honestly, again, it's a little chilly in Chattanooga today, but it's sunny. So, bundle up with a nice green flannel and
so is this a formal patrol though? Like, is this one of those formal ones, or just you and your friends are just hopping around?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Tuesday. Well, it's a Tuesday, so it's one of those things where, I mean, at this point, like, we just got out of work. Now we're gonna go indulge in a nice happy hour beer, but then that might lead to a couple. I don't even know what to call them because I don't know what the respectful thing to say is. Maybe have a couple Irish themed shots, and then be in bed by 8:30. Now, this past Saturday, that's when the festivity. I love when a holiday. It's like Halloween. When Halloween is in like the middle of the week, that means you get 2 whole weekends to celebrate, Jared. So definitely went out with my friends on Saturday. Doing a little bit of a crawl. Weather was beautiful, and then next week, do it all again. So that is the beauty of a midweek holiday.
Now, for that crawl that you did, were you like, how much is there to, because, I've been to Chattanooga. I feel like there was 2 main strips of bars. You had like kind of 2 main strips. There was one, I can't remember the neighborhood we were in. And then you maybe had a handful that were around a park. And then I remember too from visiting, you were telling me that a lot of Chattanooga is rooftop bars, like part of hotels that just are open to the public though. So what did you guys end up doing?
So unfortunately, Chattanooga is kind of sprawled, right? There's like, you'll get like a pocket of 2 or 3, you'll get a pocket of 2 or 3. And then, down the downtown area, everything's kind of walkable, but like, again, you'll have 2 or 3 that are kind of right next to each other. So we don't actually buy the bar crawl tickets. I mean, I don't see the point in it because like the bartenders don't give a shit. They'll give you the same prices as like people with wristbands. So we basically went to a couple of like our favorite spots. I also go where there's deals, maybe it's the frugal minded me, but anytime I see places that like, there's a band or a DJ and they've got green drink specials, like I'm all for it. I am a total gimmick guy, got some beads from the events, didn't even have to flash anyone, Jared.
There you
Probably
go.
best for everybody.
Now, do your Chattanooga friends know how much you like to dance?
I think you and the hometown boys, maybe, I mean, I've shown everyone my dance moves, but like Chattanooga's not really like a big, I wish it was. A couple things that bothers me about Chattanooga is I think actually the lack of rooftop bars. I think it's so underutilized. You've got
more rooftop bars.
I mean, there's really only like 2. There's really not many.
Oh, okay.
And so lack of rooftop bars, you got the mountains, you got the Tennessee River. It's beautiful, but why not put like a little bar on top of a hotel or some building and I'm sure they would charge people like a crazy amount for a cocktail, but like people would do it because it's a beautiful sight. Yeah. Rooftop bars. The dancing is sad.
There's no dancing,
I mean,
huh?
you and I have been to Key West together. We've been to some places together where it's like DJs all the time, loud music. Everyone's just like, you're at brunch and people are, it's like, again, 12, it's like noon and people are like just vibing to some music. Like that's what Chattanooga needs. We don't have that. It's too family oriented, or I don't know, maybe it's too religious around here. But so those two things I don't love about Chattanooga: the dancing, the rooftop bars, and then honestly, probably just like brunch in general. The brunch is like, again, it's sad,
Really?
There's like 2 places that have like all you can drink mimosas.
But see, that's part of that's the one downside. Like I love a small city. Like I thought the size of Chattanooga was perfect for me.
Yeah.
But that is the downside, is you don't always get a lot of options. So you gotta really, the options you do have gotta really be on point, because there's only so many to choose from. So,
and it's and I know I've been saying this for a bit, but I feel like Chattanooga's there. It's on the precipice.
Yeah, at least it's up and coming. So
it's up and coming, Jared. 5 to 10 years, baby. 5 to 10 years. I will admittedly say I've been saying 5 to 10 years now for how long, Jared?
How long have you lived there now? Has it been 5 years?
About 5 years. So yeah, I guess I've been saying it since I've been here. One day, I'm telling you, we're gonna put Chattanooga on the map. We're gonna have a rooftop bar with great brunches, DJs all the time, and no one will probably go, and it'll get shut down pretty quick. So
you should be the DJ,
dude. The world's not ready for that.
There you go. I
mean, listen, I'm all about stardom. Like, listen, we've got 2 listeners. I'm kind of a big deal at this point. Yeah, depending on the week. I mean, we're kind of stars already, Jared. I don't know if I could handle like being a professional DJ all the time. We'd never be able to do
what
that.
I think would be really cool for Chattanooga to have is somebody to open up a restaurant. You said you got the mountains right there. Maybe open up a restaurant near the peak of one of those mountains. So it's a little remote. It's a little bit of a drive to get to, but that's kind of the lure, is that it's secluded, and then the overlooking view of the city, especially at night, would be just absolutely phenomenal.
So they've got 2 places that are like that. Shout out River Dance, shout out Top of the Rock, which actually are sister restaurants. But this guy did it right, man. He's got these places, he's got these restaurants. They're pretty new. The one's like brand new. I think they're still like kind of putting in the finishing touches. Top of the Rock is probably about 5 years old, and I mean, they're on opposite mountains, and you see like into the valley, the Tennessee River. It is gorgeous. The problem is it's like a 30-minute drive to get there. So you don't get to see Chattanooga. Like, it's a ways from Chattanooga, but exactly what you're talking about. And I'd probably go there more. It's just not the closest option. But yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, there
special occasions though.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much that I wish Chattanooga did better. And you've been to like a Savannah, Georgia, right? Like where they have, or like a Charles.
I've been to Savannah.
Where they have, so like you've been to like some place with like a river walk, right? There's like the river, and then there's bars, shops, restaurants all along the river.
Yeah, who has a really good one is this town. I thought it was so dope in the summertime. I want to go back. We got some friends there. Wisconsin
Dells.
No. What is that? Starts with an M. Milwaukee. Dope city, by the way. At least in the summertime, it was absolutely beautiful. They had a really cool river walk that our friends took us on. Yeah.
And see, like it's Chicago, like those like little things,
obviously. Yeah.
Right. And it's like those little things. You put a couple bars and restaurants along the river, you don't open it up to like, you don't put a road in it. It's just like a walking path. People eat that shit up, man. They eat it up. Yeah. Imagine celebrating like a St. Patty's Day like there. I think like actually in Chicago with their like little river walk, they actually dye the river green for, which I think is wild. So. Can you imagine being a fish and you're just like, all of a sudden,
what the fuck is this?
What's going on, dude? You gotta go to your fish optometrist and like, dude, something's not right.
So you guys don't have any restaurants that sit along that river there? So you guys have that famous walking bridge that people will walk over at night and stuff like that. Yeah. But there's no restaurants there.
There might be one there might be one, but it's nothing's like right along the river. It doesn't. Again, it's a missed opportunity, and this is why 2030 Josh is running for mayor of Chattanooga. Maybe 2034. Yeah, look out. Would I have your vote, Jared? Do I have your endorsement
to be mayor of a town?
Yeah.
Ask me in 2030. Ask me in 2030.
I'm asking you right now. Do I have your endorsement?
Right now, no.
Wow. So just so you guys know, Jared and I have been best friends for years. So this might put a little wedge in our relationship.
I love you, Josh, but you right now, should you be a mayor of a town? I know too much about you. No way. No way. No.
Oh,
way.
Great. Well, I guess there goes my campaign. Pretty short-lived.
All right, man. We'll have fun on the after work adventures for St. Patty's Day. Enjoy it. Shout out to all the Irish folks out there. I'm definitely gonna have my green on today as well.
I love it.
And happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Y'all come back now, you hear?